Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about the Botany Centers, which is the new weekly that we got, and this is the short guide on it. It is currently 1:36 in the morning, and I do have my flight in like a couple hours, like 6 hours. So I do hope that you guys find this guide useful, because I'm really killing myself over this. So without further ado, we're going to immediately jump right into it. So first of all, you're going to jump right into the dungeon, and when you run forward here, you're going to see that there's a bunch of mites over here, and you don't know what to do. So the first thing that you need to do is you want to aggro all of the purple ones and drag them all away from the green ad over here, and you want to kill them. First of all, kill all the purple ones in the room. Do not touch the green one. The green one will not aggro to you unless you attack it. So just don't hit the green one. If you do hit the green one by accident, don't kill it. We killed it once by accident and it screws up the entire mechanic. Everyone has to leave the dungeon and re-enter the dungeon because the green one does not respawn. So just make sure to kill all the purple ones first, and then once all the purple ones are dead, you're going to kill the green one. Just make sure everyone's ready in the raid before you kill the green one. So once you engage the green one, you're going to kill it. The moment it dies, it's going to drop a green circle like this to the closest person. And what you want to do is you want to make a Congo line towards the flower. There's going to be one flower on the map, and you want to make a Congo line and slowly bring it over. So we're going to see that now. See, you're going to make a Congo line there. Someone needs to get close to me. Bang, bang, bang. Again, Congo line, and boom. So once this thing touches this flower, it's gonna become a big circle. You're gonna see that in a sec. Boom. So now you see these big circles. They're a lot bigger than the ones before when we had to do the Congo line. And this is gonna shoot one specific person, whoever was the last person to conduct into the flower. And that person is just gonna run to all the other flowers which have just spawned. You're going to see here that now that there's a line from there's a flower over there connects all the way to the flower over here, and then there's a flower over there, there's a flower over there, and basically we're just going to keep going on and on and on from here to this flower, onto that flower, onto that flower, onto that flower, so forth and so on. And then it's only the person over here. So you see this person over here, Kaza. So Kaza was the last person who got it. So the flower is just going to hit Kaza all the time. So Kaza can do the entire conduction by himself. All he needs to do is run to the next flower. That will conduct onto him again. He runs to the next flower, so forth and so on. So we're going to see that now. You're going to see that the flower is constantly zapping Kaza. You'll see here that the flower is here, it's zapping Kaza, who's all the way here. So all he needs to do is to run from this flower to this flower, and then from this flower, and he just follows the blue line, basically. So you can see that he's running away to the wrong one. He's going to come here, boom, it hits this flower, and you'll see that the flower is now hitting Mars' face. The reason why the flower is hitting Mars was because he was the closest one to the flower when we completed the conduction. So technically you don't want to do this just to avoid confusion. You just want to have one person do the entire conduction line. So you'll see here that Mars now has a conduction line. Boom, it hits someone else. And now you'll see that Esperin over here has the conduction. Boom, he hits it again. He continues to have the conduction. And boom, he does it there. And he completes it. Bam. So that's how you complete the first phase in this weekly. Relatively simple. So now let's jump on to the last boss. Okay, so now we are at the last boss of the weekly of Botany Center. It's the Doctor. I highly recommend players to have the big map over here. So the mini map on the top right, make sure you press the little comma key to make it the big one, because you will need to look at your mini map later on. So first of all, we're just going to DPS the boss, and I'll walk you through it as the video rolls. So boom, we just attack the boss. Relatively simple, nothing special about this part. So for people who know how to do this, like in Eternity Temple Boss 2, the colors do not matter here. They do not daze you, so you can just face tank them. We're just going to DPS. So now it says that he is emitting dark chi, and you're going to look at the map because he's going to suck you in and he's going to create death zones around the map. So you'll see now once he sucks in. So pay attention now to the mini map. You'll see that there's these purple zones over here. These purple zones are death zones. And what's going to happen is he's going to suck you in, and then soon he's going to push you backwards. So depending on where you're standing, he's going to push you directly backwards, and there's no death zone at the wall. So you can stand literally like right here, get yourself sucked in and get pushed all the way back here. It doesn't matter because there's no death zone at the wall. However, you do not want to be standing here or here or here or here, mainly because it'll push you directly backwards into a death zone. And if it pushes you backwards into a death zone, you will instantly die. So now moving on. So you see here that I'm not standing in a good spot. I need to move, so I start running to 6 o'clock and boom. You see, I get hit backwards and I'm good. But you can see there that this poor soul over here that got knocked over here instantly died because this was a death zone. So now we just go back to the boss and continue to DPS. So next thing is he's going to do this attack. Again, he's trying to absorb the dark chi. So you'll see that there's all these little lines over here. There's a line over here, there's a line there, there's a line there, and then there's a line there. You need people to stand in between the lines to stop his shield. Basically, he's going to have this shield if any 4 of these lines touch him. And in order to stop the line from touching him, you just stand in between the line and the boss and it'll cut the wire. And during this phase, he's going to be putting out these green and red AoEs. In the actual raid, in ET, you have to jump over them because they knock you down. However, in the weeklies, they don't knock you down, so you can just stand still. You're going to see here that once I stand between the laser beam right here at 12 o'clock, you'll see that everyone is standing in between a laser beam. You can see Mars is blocking a laser beam here. You see Esprin is blocking one there. Someone's blocking one there. Someone's blocking one there. So now the boss does not have his shield. So once you made sure that everyone is blocking a laser, you DPS the boss and wait until his CC bars open. The moment his CC bars open, everyone needs to stun the boss. So we're going to see that now. We're DPSing, DPSing. His CC bars opens now, so now you need to stun the boss, and you won't be able to stun the boss if any of these 4 lasers are not blocked. So you need to have a person standing between the boss and the laser. If there's anyone that doesn't stand between it, or if any of these lasers do touch the boss, then you won't be able to stun him. So just keep that in mind. So now that we've got everyone standing between a laser, we'll be able to stun him. And boom, we're stunned, so we survive. If you don't stun the boss here, it is an instant wipe and the party will die. So over here, we're just going to DPS again. And again, you can ignore these colors. Boom, boom. And now he's going to do selection relatively soon. And now he does careful selection. So in careful selection, there's only one color you need to be careful of, and that is the blue. Do not stand in the blue circle. If you stand in anywhere that's blue, you will instantly die when careful selection finishes. So you want to stand either on the red one or the green one, and you'll be perfectly fine. Every time he does careful selection, it'll only do it once. So it's not a big deal. You can just stand on either the red or the green, and it's no big deal. So just step on something. Here I'm standing on the red one, I DPS, boom, careful selection is over. So again, he's just going to do his regular rotation, so we just DPS once more. So next thing he's going to do is a punishment. It's going to be an outer ring, then an inner ring. So just make sure you move out of this. So it's outer ring, inner ring. Boom, perfectly fine, and we just DPS again. And then he'll do careful selection once more. Again, careful selection, don't stand in the blue area and you'll be fine. So we're just going to do it once, boom, over here, and you're done. Just DPS. And then once you finish 2 careful selections, it's going to go right back to phase 1 again. So again, he's going to try to emit dark chi. Once more, you want to be looking at the mini map because the purple squares or the death zones are going to change. So you'll see that my safe zone is 6 o'clock as well as my 3 o'clock over here. Or I can even stand at the edges here if I'm adventurous, but normally I'm just going to stand at the safer areas because you do not want to be blasted into any of the purple zones because the purple zone will kill you. So again, he's going to suck you in. You just make sure you're standing. You see I'm standing directly at 6 o'clock, so I'll get knocked backwards into a safe zone. And boom, I'm safe. Everything is fine. And we go back to the boss and we attack him. Once we're attacking him, again, he's going to do the laser beam. So we have to have a person to stand in between the laser beam and the boss. And we have to wait until his CC bar is open and we need to stun him again. So here we go. I'm going to choose this laser. So these circles, normally you have to jump over them, but in the weeklies, because they're the easy mode, basically, you don't need to jump over them. You can just DPS and stand still. And we're waiting once the CC bars are open. We're going to stun him, and boom, he's stunned. Remember, you need to have all the lasers blocked in order to stun him. If you don't block the lasers, you won't be able to stun the boss, and you'll still wipe. So voila, we stun the boss, mechanic complete, and we're gonna DPS, and it's just gonna cycle through the exact same thing again. He's gonna do a couple attacks and careful selection, couple attacks, careful selection 2, and then it's this exact same thing all over again. And that's it for this weekly. As you can see, the rewards is 2 Scarlet Blooms or 4 of the Grand Celestial Wings, so it's alright, it's pretty good. A good source to get Scarlet Blooms, basically. So that concludes this dungeon. Again, this weekly is not too difficult once you know what you're doing. However, it is definitely going to be quite difficult to pug, because I don't think a lot of people have done Eternity Temple, so a lot of these mechanics are going to be brand new to them, but hopefully this video will help you out a bit. If it did, I would appreciate a subscribe, as it really does help out the channel. And if you've got friends who are stuck on this dungeon, feel free to share this video to them, let them know, let them watch it, so maybe they have a better idea on how to run it. And as always, thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.
What can I say except you're welcome? For the heels, the